I'd like to reopen the Washington Unified School District Regular Board of Education meeting for September 8, 2016. If we can ask our high school graduate, Francine, there at the door, if you could lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcements of items discussion in closed session. Item D1, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiators, WTA, CSCA, and Management. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to give a brief update on the negotiations between the district and WTA. The parties worked late into the night yesterday on a potential solution to the bargaining impasse. A little after midnight this morning, the district signed a tentative agreement with the understanding that an agreement was reached. Unfortunately, the WTA team changed its mind, and the parties are still at impasse. We are to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are to Student Association report. Student Board Member Vic Rom.
Good evening, everyone. So first for River City, fall sports are in full swing. Football is currently 1-1. Last week they beat McClatchy 47-0 in the Raiders' first home game of the season. Tomorrow night the Raiders travel to Center to take on the Cougars. Girls tennis is currently 5-1. On Wednesday, the Lady Raiders defeated Rio Linda 9-0 in its first Tri-County Conference match of the season. Girls volleyball is currently 1-1. They lost to McClatchy in 5 sets last night. Tonight they take on Monterey Trail Mustangs. Water polo. The boys will participate in their first tournament this weekend. The girls lost to Christian Brothers 12-9 in a scrimmage on Wednesday. Cross country is off to an amazing start. All but 4 runners set personal records in their first invitational. The program is at an all-time high in terms of participation. The homecoming rally and game will be held on Friday, September 30th. This year's themes in games are seniors are Candyland, junior is Monopoly, sophomores are Operation, and freshman is the Game of Life. Our spirit days are Monday is Sports Day, Tuesday is 90s Throwback, Wednesday is Teacher Appreciation Day, Thursday is Class Colors, and Friday is Raider Pride to wear blue and gold. River City's homecoming dance is on Saturday from 8 to 11 p.m. Tickets are sold in the student store for $12 with ASB, $15 without, and $20 at the door. Please check with the VPs about students on the non-dance list. For Southport, last night Southport hosted our annual back-to-school night, and we were very pleased with the turnout. After visiting the classrooms, Southport families enjoyed dinner together with fruit provided by the visiting food trucks. Our PTO was on hand selling uniform shirts and giving out cookie samples to promote our upcoming fundraiser. Computer for Kids was also at back-to-school night, handing out flyers to inform parents of the wonderful program to give computers to our students. A Boy Scout troop was on hand to give information about their program, as well as the Southport Art Docent program. We enjoyed seeing all of the Southport families at back-to-school night. Kevin Bracey has visited Southport and has had assemblies for all K through 8th grade students. And tomorrow we are looking forward to him hosting the 6th through 8th grade dance. The dance he put on last year was a total success and the students had a blast. We're looking forward to watching his magic tomorrow. We'll also be back at Southport on Monday and Tuesday for the first 2 workshops, where he will work with the selected middle school students to develop the Reach One Alliance school-wide. Southport invites you to attend our annual celebration of Constitution Day on Friday, September 16th at 1:50. For Stonegate. Stonegate had our back-to-school night last night, and it was very well attended and wonderful. We would like to thank everyone that went. Thank you very much.
Thank you. WTA report.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome all the educators, students, families, and community members who have come out tonight. This includes the over 150 people who are downstairs, standing room only, and who are watching this. And apparently the feed now is working. I would take it. I was really crestfallen by the comment you made coming out of closed session. We did not have an agreement last night. We don't have an agreement now. But I believe we are so close that there is no reason why we couldn't have an agreement. And even under the fact-finding process, our teams can get together. And we can get this done. All of us want to be paying full attention to our kids. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we're in this profession. That's why all these people are here tonight. And I'm hoping this is the last meeting we have like this. And I'm hoping we can get together. If it's midnight tonight, that works for me. And just get this damn thing done. Thank you.
Thank you. CSE report. CSEA. Is there someone here from CSEA?
Good evening, everyone. On the last board meeting, I had brought up some issues on the IEPs for transportation. I would like to give an update on that. So out of the over 200 kids that transportation asked information for health plan information that we needed for students that we transport, we had received 6. And 3 of them are blank with just the student's name. So we are moving forward.
I'm sorry, blank? Did you say
Yeah,
blank?
3
Okay.
of them are blank with just the student's name. Another thing I would like to ask the board to please look into is field trips, our transportation field trips. We do a lot of field trips and a lot of out-of-district field trips. I would like the board to look into seeing if we can raise the rates on mileage and hourly on primarily looking at out-of-district schools that we do trips for. We do a lot of out-of-district school trips for. So over the years, labor has gone up, diesel has gone up, fuel has gone up, mechanics and stuff like that has gone up. Our field trip costs have stayed the same. They're way lower than all the districts around us. Everybody wants to use our transportation department because of our cheap costs. So we're not asking to over-exuberate it and, you know, but we're just wanting to raise it just a little bit, just to be competitive with everyone else around us and not be such a drain on the general fund also. So I had got together with my transportation supervisor. He's on board with it. We just, I'm just asking the board to see if we can connect these dots. Thank you.
Thank you. We are to public comments. We'd like to welcome everybody this evening, and I will read our disclaimer. We are going to do our best to hear from everybody that we can. At this time, members of the public may address the board on topics that are under the jurisdiction of the board and are not on the agenda. Although the board by law may not take action at this meeting, Education Code 3514535, the board may limit the total for public input on any topic to 20 minutes unless it chooses to waive the item limit for a particular item. Individual speakers may be limited to 3 minutes to comment on any topic. Public comments consisting of individual charges, complaints, or derogatory remarks about any district employee are requested to be submitted in writing to the administration in accordance with the district complaint procedure. We do recognize that for a lot of people commenting before the board and the audience and the people watching at home on television and downstairs is a nerve-wracking experience. To try to make that a little easy as possible, we do ask that there not be any applause or booing or catcalling or other demonstrations to maintain a civil discourse here in the chambers. We do ask if you have turned in a blue slip, if you're downstairs, if you can come up and have a seat. If you do not have a blue slip, maybe you can give your seat up to someone that is downstairs, but in order to make everything go smoothly, we'd like the people with blue slips to be in the room. We also would like you to know, which many of you have done, is if we're not able to get to you this evening, please use our email, our phone calls. We're on the district office. Many of you have emailed, and I know we've responded, and we do appreciate hearing from you. So with that, we'll do the best we can this evening. And forgive me, I always have a hard time with names, and I really cannot read this. I think is it Bremen, W? B-R-E-M-E-N?
Brennan? I'm here tonight because I'm supporting my teachers and the 4 years that they supported me, and they're fighting, and they've taught me so much, and like they've just better prepared me than I think any person could have, like better than my parents, and like for that, like they deserve the support. Like there's just so much support behind them tonight, and they definitely work. They work for the students more than they work for anyone else, really. They love their students. They'll do anything for us. And so we're just here tonight because we know how much they love us and we love them back. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think, is it Paola Anthony?
Hi, my name is Paola Anthony, and I'm here to address from my heart and my notes out of my ticket here. There's nothing I dislike more than talking in public. This is not my first language, so this is very difficult for me. My son has been in 3 of the schools in your school district, which I'm very proud to know that they are all wonderful, and all the teachers that work here has always treated him with all the respect and has always helped him and go above and beyond of what is expected. My son last year was diagnosed with cancer. Sorry. He couldn't go to school for January to the end of the school year. His teachers went extremely kind to us. They reach out to us. They help him with his homework. They send homework to the hospital. They even communicate through Facebook, FaceTime, to make this process going more smoothly. I know that other school districts has the capability of bringing tablets to the hospital so kids can be taught there. But my son's teachers from Bridgeway Lakes have helped him and FaceTime him in this very hard time. They always been there with him, even in his birthday. They took the time to talk to him on the phone and have all his friends talking to him from a distance. It meant the world to me, to my family. The families here are really supported. And I don't have much family in this country, but I found my family here in Wasac. Houses, when we bought our house, we look into the school district. It is important to us that our kids, not only mine, but all the kids that my kid has grown with, have a good school district. I met their wonderful parents, wonderful teachers that have been along with me in these moments. I plead you to be kind and take this in consideration and give back to who deserve it. Not only our teachers, our police, our firemen, anybody that works with the public. It is important. They put their time extra and of the regular hours to work with our kids. Right now, they have to be here really when they could use this time to help our kids, and they have always do. I guess I'm not using my paper, but please also consider the impact that this has in our community. The people that are buying houses or own houses here want to be here because of the school district. A lot of people are looking for that. I have two good friends that have have to sell their houses because of these issues. They feel insecurity, and I don't want any of the people here feeling that way. And I think you loved our city and want to be here. We really want.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you if you can finish, because we have a lot of people to
Thank you.
talk.
I really appreciate your time, and I'm very thankful for the school that we have. And like I say, he's gone in 3 schools, and they are all wonderful, and there's no teacher there that has let me down, or my son. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Thinkle. Daniel? Alfonso Jimenez.
Good evening. My name is Alfonso Jimenez. I'm a current senior at River City High School, and I'm here to address, well, we already know what I'm here to address. It is not because many of us have become aware at River City about the contract situation with the teachers. We have come to the understanding that the district themselves have a surplus of funds, meaning that the teachers have to be paid a higher wage than what they already have now. Because of these teachers, we have programs that make our district so great. The dance program allows more than 120 kids to participate in the River City Dance Show, which I know a few of you have already participated. The MESA program allows more than just 100 kids to participate in extracurricular activities such as engineering and math. These skills are highly known around the world, and we know that we also need them more in this country than others that we're competing with. The clubs are where the teachers devote their time. For the students, it is time for you to devote your time to theirs. Because if you don't, then all of these extra programs will no longer exist. That is a disrespect to the students and much more disrespectful to the teachers because they shouldn't have to fight for what they deserve. I am asking you to just please reconsider what you already have on the plate. Please. As a student, I'm worried about our school, and I'm worried about our teachers. And they're much more worried about us. They're not just a faculty anymore. After a while, they become family. Please don't let our family down. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary Marino. Mary Marino.
Hello, my name is Mary Marino, and I am a senior at River City High School. I really want my teachers to stay because they mean a lot to me. I am so blessed to have teachers that are so nice to me. I need them because I love them from the bottom of my heart. They help me to not get bullied in the class because they care for me. They deserve the absolute best. Great teachers inspire the students to do their very best. They keep us motivated and encourage us to learn. It is so important to have quality educators to prepare for college. To prepare us for college. We must be there for them like they are there for us every day. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Victoria Gonzalez. Victoria Gonzalez.
How can I go after that? What the heck? Sorry. Okay, let me get myself together. Okay. Hi, my name is Victoria Gonzalez, and I'm a senior in high school. I have lived out my 4 years at River City, and I have never regretted a moment I have spent there. I have made new families, including the soccer team, water polo team, my dance crew, but also the teaching staff. The teachers are both my second family and mentors. They have shown me different paths and outcomes to my life that I never thought was possible. The most important thing our teachers do for us as students is outside of school. I have been told by multiple teachers that if I have any questions, to email them. If I have any problems and I need someone to talk to or be there for me, that they would be there for me at any time or place, especially Marlena Schroeder. This amazing teacher connects with me on so many levels. She helped me understand what I wanted to become and what career path I wanted to take. I passed her AP Bio class with soaring colors my sophomore year. During that semester, I learned more about myself, literally and figuratively. She taught me that schooling was most important to me and that I shouldn't be frightened by the amount of money I will spend on my schooling. Since this conversation, I have decided that I want to get my PhD in neurobiology and become a cognitive psychologist. She has not done this for me, but also for every student in her academic outreach program. She cares for these 286 students individually. It may sound like a lot for this woman, but she is capable of so much more. As I have mentioned before, me and many others are on a dance crew called Wanted Dance Crew. There are 40 of us, and there's also a command dance crew that has also 40-plus participants. Since this work to contract, we have not been allowed to use the dance room, and then this nightmare became a reality. Our regular supervisors, Ms. Sanchez and Ms. Adams, are not able to watch us due to the work to contract movement. Not only have the clubs been affected, but so has the dance classes and the dance show itself. Since the work to contract has begun, we aren't able to make the dance show happen. The 196 students in this dance program has been robbed of this experience. They are learning dance after dance this semester, and for most of them, it's their first time ever enrolling in Mrs. Adams' amazing dance class. Not to mention that Mrs. Adams is devastated that this is happening. She has lost sleep, she has cried, she's trying to find loopholes in this work to contract movement just to make the dance show happen, but nothing has been found. I know personally coming into this dance show that I was a handful. I was sassy, disrespectful, rude, and all of the above. I thought I was too good for this program, but right when I stepped into the door, Miss Adams has shown me how to respect my teachers, my peers, and also myself, how to carry myself as a respectable woman. A teacher, let me repeat, a teacher showed me that. Tessa Hernandez, my best friend, my Spanish 3 teacher, has impacted my life with so many lessons in life. With such wise and kind words, with such love. She has embraced me since day one. I could tell that she was having a bad day, and I also could tell when she needed my love and support in return. It wasn't a one-sided friendship where she gave me anything I needed, and I gave her a hello in the hallway once in a while. It was a, can you talk to me? I know you need to talk. Can we hang out after class in your school? Can I hang out after school in your class? With an occasional, ¿Cómo se dice? You're the best teacher in Espanol. James Colligan, my mentor, my AP statistics teacher, has shown me that past the traditional outlook on life. He has shown me anything I aspire to do can be done. The decisions we choose to take in life either need to be spontaneous and in the moment or thought out and double-checked. Taking his class has made me love statistics, which any student of any of his classes can guarantee that they felt that too. He does an excellent job of being brutally honest, being straight to the point, but also shows his love for statistics, which appeals to us as teenagers and makes us want to learn statistics. Basically, if school wasn't mandatory, I would still come to his class because I enjoyed it so much.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
you're going to have to wrap it up, I'm sorry.
I only have one more paragraph, so
Very good.
I got
Very
it.
good.
Just to give a brief statement of reality to everyone sitting in this room and also to the board members, our teachers are still looking for last year's contract. The board is required by law to have a reserve of 3% beyond their actual budget, just in case. But right now, they have over 6%. That might not seem like a lot, but that's more than double of what they're supposed to have saved up. It's like saying I'm going to buy 2 orders of burgers for myself when I know the one order will surely fill me up and I could give the other to someone who's hungry. Basically saying I have enough money to please myself and others that deserve it, but choose to be selfish and save the rest of the money. Since I was at the last board meeting, I know that most of the things I have said won't be relevant since I'm just a student, or maybe you have zoned out. Who knows? But in my opinion, the students' opinions matter the most since we see them most of our lives, more than our parents, and they see us more than them. So you can have a nice night, but that's all I have to say. So
Thank you. Marlena Schroeder.
I can teach but not talk. All right. My name is Marlena Schroeder, and I'm a science teacher at River City High School. This is my 8th year on campus, and I can honestly say I have found a home. I have addressed this board 16 times in a positive way in 8 years. Tonight, however, I am not happy or wanting your approval. I am angry and frustrated. I'm tired of waiting and hoping for this process to resolve itself, and I'm sick of watching people pour their hearts out to you, the elected officials of West Sac, only to have you remark that you are merely disappointed. That is shameful. Almost as shameful as the 2% offer from the district, which is completely and utterly pathetic. We all know that. Look around. That's why they're here. I have taught some of your children. Some of you have attended all of my after-school events that I have coordinated for years, and I have petitioned for some of you to be elected. I have a bunch of stuff that I've done here, but I can't with the time that you give me. I do want to highlight that I interviewed and accepted the Expiring Leaders Academy here, but that was abruptly canceled with no explanation from the district, so I guess never mind those hours. No teacher teaches for the money. In fact, it's a sadly used joke in society. The teacher's salary, despite the pay, hours, effort, tears, long nights, working all summer, weekends, and breaks, I love to teach and guide our young people. Embarrassingly, we find ourselves in a worse place than where we were last year and the year before that. We have lost irreplaceable teachers, Brett Hatfield, Steve Morgan, Christina Buss, and I could continue this for the rest of my allowed time. We are not asking to be paid more than a reasonable and fair wage. Last year, I passed an offer that you didn't even apply for that would pay $19,000 more a year. I apparently still had hope. We currently are on work to contract. Have you been to any campuses lately? The tension at our school is increasing. It is unacceptable. Do you have any idea how hard it is to explain to 18 students in GSA, 65 students in Sci-Hi, and 153 students in Link Crew that we cannot proceed until we have a contract? Some of those students and parents are sitting here tonight, so I hope you explain. Do you know how hard it is not to show up on weekends and after school? What about the student who has just been diagnosed in my 4th period class and I'm not allowed to attend his IEP? But I'm supposed to request a meeting during the contract day where I have no prep. What about the student who is crying to me today because her dad passed away? I'm not locking her out at lunch. To be clear, I know who I'm here to help, and don't worry, we were reminded at our back-to-school orientation that teachers are here to serve the community. And I want to be clear, I'm here to serve my students, not you. Actually, if I've ever taught you, I want you to stand up if you're out here, if I've ever taught you or your child. This is why I do what I do, plus the 100 people that are downstairs. I leave you with this. You will not find a more dedicated educator than me. I will work for the students in this community. I will fight for the students in this community. And the relationships I build with our students and their families will last a lifetime. I always promise my students that they are not only mine for this semester, they're mine for life. I have attended graduation parties, weddings, college graduations, baby showers, and every other important life event for them. That is not because I taught them how to read the periodic table. Regardless of your decision or the settlement that will be reached, I will actively be applying for other jobs this year, and I'm really sad to say that because I love these people. So I hope we find something good in this. Please.
Daisy Pui, Daisy Pui.
Good evening. My name is Daisy Po'oi, and I'm a parent of an 8th, 6th, and 4th grader who have all been with Stonegate since kinder. Tonight, I'm carrying the weight of all the critical tasks that our teachers stopped doing due to work to rule. 2 weeks ago, I stood here at this very spot with my kids in humility and sadness and in love with our teachers. I poured my heart out and let us sit here on this podium, puddled in tears, in front of a crowd that I call family. I walked away feeling relief and with confidence in your support that just maybe it meant something, but it wasn't enough because here I am again. Our teacher contract sat at your fingertips 2 weeks ago. You had every power to stand up and say, yes, I support our teachers. But instead, you let the district walk all over our checkbooks, the checkbooks we call our children, because here we are now 10 months into this, and it should have never reached this point had you incorporated a reasonable annual increase for our teachers in your budget. Nobody should ever have to go to their employer and plead with them and say, I do such a damn good job. I put in extra hours early morning, during my lunch, late night, during my family time that I need a raise. A great employer recognizes the value of their staff and provides raises on a steady basis so that it doesn't have to come down to this, to losing the most valuable and influential assets who make the biggest impact in our families. Our kids are like walking Benjamin Franklins. They're going to school every day to get their education. The district gets paid for every child a seat, and all of that money from the sit-out on Tuesday went down the drain, and now the schools will be affected. Are we parents to blame for supporting a sit-out? Which parent in their right mind would have wanted to do that if they didn't have to? It's not about the money, because you get plenty of it, several million from the state. It's the statement that those hundreds of kids who get to go to school didn't stay home because they care. They stayed home because they care about our teachers, along with their parents who supported them. Add those numbers up from all the schools in our district. Would you say about 400 to 500 sat out? That's how many parents and students would be standing in this room right now if they could. But the district emails don't share or encourage parents to come to these meetings. Now imagine those several hundreds of kids standing behind me, all worth thousands of dollars, providing funding to our schools. Now, what difference is the green you see in them different from the same green you see in this room right now tonight? The same green I'm wearing, the same green that represents the hundreds of thousands of dollars that make up our kids' education, the best education. This is the same green our kids will see in their wallets the day they graduate from college and find a job. That's the same green their teachers are putting into their pockets every day their students show up to class, molding them into successful young men and women. Instead of just sending district emails about Attendance Awareness Month mediations that result in no resolution, please also send us emails about these types of meetings, the ones that you say are important for the public to voice their concerns, yet no efforts are getting are being put out there for the information to reach us. I'm not here to disrespect anyone. You can either love me or hate me for standing up for what I feel is right, but when it comes down to family, this family here tonight, or anything that touches my children's lives, I will jump as high as I have to protect what I love the most. If you truly put our kids first, then please put our teachers right up there with them. Thank you.
And I apologize, Nancy, is it Abla Planalip? Sorry.
Okay. Nancy Oplanop.
Thank you.
I'm a teacher at River City High School, and I've spoken to you before, and I'm so tired of being here. You have no idea. This is my yoga night. For God's sake, people, pull it together. Okay. I have to finish yoga, talking about Marlene. This is Marlena's. And you need to hear these facts, because I am so tired of people like this leaving our school. She taught summer school and ran summer bridge program. She was the lead teacher and department chair for the new Frosh course, Get Focused, Stay Focused, which I love so much that I begged, borrowed, and stole workbooks so that all of my kids could take the class. Created, currently directs, and coordinates academic outreach, the only after-school program that targets low academic achieving students. The program she presented to the board numerous times and has been awarded $35,000 in grant money in 2 years. Teacher directed, teacher inspired, had nothing to do with you guys, had nothing to do with her. Science Club advisor, get healthy, stay healthy. Still currently working with OHSU. Science is Awesome Night, you guys like to go to that. Class advisor for every year, 9 to 12 for 7 years. Project Lead the Way coordinator, qualified and trained to teach principles of biomedical science and human body systems. YDA trained and a facilitator for Youth Development Network, presented for River City and other groups. AP Biology, Link Crew trained and current coordinator, Academy chemistry teacher, cheer coach, taught adult ed. That's Marlena. Is she awesome or what? Here's me, less awesome, still important. After parents, no one influences children more than teachers. Agreed? Agreed? On numerous occasions, the teacher negotiating team has been left alone in the negotiating room for up to 5 hours. Is this negotiating in good faith? Salary comparisons. I have looked at your USD website where you compare our salaries. Oh, look it, we're right up there with everyone else. Davis has a serious teacher retention problem. You've gone on a few times about how, here, look, we're just the same as Davis. And so does every other low-paying district. The only difference between us and Davis is they're worried about it. Why are you not concerned? Yuba City teachers voted to strike today. We support them and will follow them if necessary. Are you prepared for that? Identical bargaining issues at Ms. Luna's previous superintendent position. Were you aware that she was this adversarial to teachers? For 25 plus years of service, $8,000 difference between Sac City Unified and us. Why does this district not value teacher experience and expertise? Why are we letting these people get away? Why don't we want to keep them? And please don't tell me that you're sad or it worries you. Please do something about it. Thank you. Settle.
We're actually at our 25-minute time limit. Do I have a motion to continue on?
I'll make a motion.
May I ask how much time?
20 minutes.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Colin Malik. Colin Malik.
I'd say good evening, but it's not. But I do want to first acknowledge the 100+ or so people that are sitting downstairs. Teachers, staff, parents, children. You're not in the room, but I see you, I see you. I'm going to start with a quote and end with a story. And I asked my union president, do you want more fire and brimstone, or do you want me to tone it down? And he said, tone it down. We'll see. You can't have Neiman Marcus quality at Kmart prices. The key word, I always try to teach my kids keywords. The key word I keep seeing is stress. Stress on teachers, stress on students, stress on this community, and it is unbearable. You're making me want to cry because I'm about to lose one of my best friends from what I just heard. It makes me that heartbroken. And when a Marine gets heartbroken, they usually get pretty pissed off, and it's upsetting. My CTA president said, how can you put students first if you value teachers last? That's Eric Hines. That's a CTA president. I kind of ran with that over the summer. With the leadership training that I had, I was very fortunate to go to Los Angeles and spend 5 days in the Summer Institute to try to organize, learn certain things. And I'll respect the board's rules and obligations to not single anybody out. Certain people who focus on business, who have never been in a classroom, who my students would probably eat them alive, are making business decisions based on a business model about humans. These are degrading relationships and causing stress. Keyword. 57 seconds. Started with a quote, end with a story. What I'm wearing on my lanyard, and I have been since I came back, was an injury to one is an injury to all. And it's a black cat. And if you know anything about labor, black cat is very symbolic. First off, people consider black cats unlucky. Well, there's 3 problems with this, and this is why labor and unions keep the black cat as a symbol. First of all, luck can change. Luck does turn around. You are not always unlucky. That is a stigma. Second of all, cats are traditionally known to have 9 lives. I'm a cat guy, so I really love cats too. Okay? Which means they have 9 lives, which means we start anew and we see opportunity. And this is the best part and the third part, and with 9 seconds, I'm going to totally nail it. It's unlucky for the bosses of labor to go against that cat because they are organized, they are strong, and they have a voice that resonates throughout the community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hearing me.
Carrie Hammer.
Hi, I'm a parent. I have 3 children attending this district. 2 of them are at River City, and 1 of them is at Westmore Oaks. I've been very disheartened to hear about what's happening with our teachers right now. I have a simple request for you, and that's that you meet them where they've asked you to meet them. And that's it. You know, communities are strong when people are connected and when people respect each other. And that's all that's needed for us. We just need to listen to each other. We need to just take the time to listen to one another. And our teachers have made a call out to you. And it's very sad that this has taken, it's almost a year now since this started. Our strength is when we invest in our people. And I think it's important that we invest in our teachers. So please give them what they've asked for.
Itzel Vera.
Hi, I go to River City High School. I've been in this district since kindergarten. I'm here to talk to you about the teachers, the district, and the programs. I hate presenting, just by the way, so this is like, I'm having a nervous breakdown. Okay, they have supported me more than my family ever has. They deserve to get paid more because this is not fair to us or them. Not to talk about all the problems that they deal with other kids. They get mistreated by other teachers. They get disrespected. They go through all this for us. Our programs are getting cut back due to them working to contract. Kids actually try in school for clubs and sports and many other things. This can affect a lot of us, and it is affecting a lot of us, not only us, but teachers. A lot of us were looking forward to the dance show that we are no longer having due to this. I don't exactly know the amount of kids in there, but there's more than 200 kids in this dance class on the daily for Miss Adams, and she is a very lovable person. We are all affected by this, teachers, students, and parents, and more people are heartbroken and mad at this. This is ruining our high school experiences. The teachers work hard for us every single day. They deserve more and a little raise. Not to mention they buy the school supplies for us that we ruin with that. We shouldn't. They have worked hard. They have worked for us for many years. A big portion of the students look up to the teachers. If they leave, it's like losing a family member. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you change your decisions.
Lilia Barrett. Lilia Barrett.
Hi, Lilia Barrett. These are two of my sons. One graduated last year and is on his way to UCLA. Thanks to the teachers at River City and at Westmore. And this is Martin. He is a junior and on his way to college also. I could say all the things that you've already heard from everyone else or before me and after me, but I'm actually going to talk about some of the students that I've seen and how it's affecting their daily life and their mornings and their evenings and just the emotional strain that they're going through. It's like I look at a lot of the kids and the sadness, and just imagine going to school and just feeling sad for your teacher and just being emotional about them leaving. It kind of reminds me of when you're leaving your child at preschool for the first time and they want you to come back and they're like, please don't leave me, please don't leave me. And you're like, I'll be back, I will be back. Well, I see a lot of these kids in their faces and I feel like they just keep thinking, are they gonna be back? Is my teacher gonna be there tomorrow? Is my teacher gonna be here next month? Huh? Yes. And I'll let Martin talk because he wants to say something.
This is regarding the work to contract thing that's going on. It is a damn shame that it has gotten to this point. I mean, kids like me who are in so many clubs and need so much help from the teachers to organize everything. We're losing opportunities because of this. Like, when you're doing this, we're not like saving the community or anything. We're hurting the kids. We're hurting every Interact member, every Key Club member, every kid who needs help just to get through, just to pass a class, every kid that has nowhere else to go after school. Sorry. And to think that I might lose like one of the greatest people that I've ever met, Ms. Schroeder, because of money, of something that you guys have, is terrible. That's all.
Suzanne Garcia. Suzanne Garcia.
Thank you. My name's Susan Bravo Garcia, and first I want to say we've all seen the news today, I'm sure. Yuba City's teachers with the same service time as our teachers make approximately $1,000 per year less than our teachers, and today they went on strike. I don't want to see that happen here. Everyone will lose. I started school in the Washington Unified School District, and I don't want to say this, but over 50 years ago. In the second grade at Westfield School. I have 5 children who have all graduated from River City High School. My oldest started kindergarten in 1983, and my youngest just graduated in June. One testament to the tenacity, caring, and dedication of the WTA teachers is that in the 24-year span of my children's high school educations is that they have all shared some of the same teachers. It's amazing to me. All my children have benefited from their WTA teachers, but I want to speak of one. My middle son has autism. He was diagnosed in the 2nd grade. This was back when little was known about autism, but the care and help he received from his mainstream teachers, the special ed teachers, and everyone in the schools helped him navigate through elementary school and succeed. When high school started, he was afraid, full of anxiety, very quiet, and introverted. Because I didn't want him to sit in his room playing video games all day, I, as he would say, a terribly mean mom, made him sign up for sports. One of his favorite teachers was a JV wrestling coach, so he decided to sign up. For 3 years, he went through grueling and smelly practices and loved every minute of it. All of his coaches and teammates helped him become an outgoing, personable, and successful young man, a happy person. Without the time that these teachers and coaches put into my son, I don't believe he would be where he is. These teachers and coaches who gave so much of their time without adequate compensation helped turn my child's world around. He has become a lifeguard for the last 3 years at the rec pool. He works at Westmore Oaks in the after-school program for the last 2 years. He went to prom. He danced in one, I think it was the first dance program that Mrs. Adam, she had a different name then, but the one they were talking about had. Excuse me, I lost my spot. Okay. These teachers, I don't believe, are asking for too much. They are asking for what's fair, for what they do above and beyond just the teaching of their subjects is amazing. And without these teachers, I know that one particular son of mine would not be where he is today. And he is a very successful young man. He's enrolled at Sac City, and he's taking video game design courses. And he's amazing. Thank you. Because of these teachers.
Maria Holguin. Maria Holguin.
Hi, I'm a senior at River City. For your understanding, this outrageous situation is not only affecting teachers' lives, but the students as well. You don't understand how much of an impact the teachers make on their students. We've disagreed, learned more than academics, and have laughed and cried. My teachers and supervisors, to name a few, Salcido, Schroeder, Miss Adams, Mr. Baggs, Miss Ward, Foreman, and Estela, have never stopped encouraging me to strive for more. My junior year was hectic. My parents split up. I moved houses twice. I had a car accident where I lost both my grandparents. I have scars to remind me every day of the devastations in my life. Right when I felt like everything was falling apart, my teachers, without me asking, asked to check up on me. They went beyond limits to make sure I was okay. All the clubs they supervised without extra pay are extraordinary. Miss Adam, who puts her blood, sweat, and tears to put the dance show together, won't be doing so this year because of this ridiculous situation. It won't be able to keep leading the dance crew, which is what's been keeping me from getting severe depression and breaking down. Are you guys thinking about how if there isn't clubs, students won't have anything to put on their resumes? Think about undocumented students who can't get jobs. What will they put for their experiences? I myself am an undocumented student. If it wasn't for what my teachers have done for me, I wouldn't be where I am at. Throughout the years, I wouldn't be. Thank you to my avid teachers, Mr. Baggs and Ms. Ward. You won't only be taking the pride we put into our clubs, you will also be taking to what some of us consider a second home. Are you taking into consideration the work students put in managing clubs, the time teachers are spending on making sure everything runs as it should? Throughout my school years, I have made communications and bonds with amazing teachers outside of class. You will be taking a parent figure away from us, which they will unwillingly have to do. To be having to see this happen to my amazing teachers in my senior year is devastating. How can I go off to college knowing that this still might be behind me? Knowing my little brother might still have to be dealing with this when he's in high school is uncalming. Please consider giving our teachers what they deserve. Thank you.
Jennifer Orozco. Jennifer Orozco.
Hi, my name is Nayeli Hoagland. When I heard about what was happening with the teachers, I was devastated, but I was also very angry. Angry that the people I look up to are being so mistreated. The teachers are amazing people. They don't have to be. They just have to show up and do their job and go home. They don't have to be the amazing people that they are. The bond that I've come to have with a lot of these teachers, most of them are here right now, is incredible. Teachers like Mr. Malik, Mr. Marine, and so many more have just gone beyond their teaching requirements to make sure I'm okay. My life has been a complete mess for the past couple of months. Like my sister mentioned before, we were in a tragic accident and we did lose our grandparents. My parents have separated. And it's been really hard, and I'm pretty sure I would have been completely insane already if it wasn't for my teachers. I know my middle school avid teacher that I've known for 6 years has never lost contact with me. I know that if I asked him for help right now, he would be there. He doesn't have to, but he will right now, and maybe even after I graduate from high school. They were there to help me catch up on all the work that I missed over the 2 weeks after the car accident. They lifted me up from the point that I was at, and they provided me with after-school activities that weren't activities to me. They were a distraction from my life. They were just a way out for a while. You will be taking that away from me. Not just me, many students go to these clubs as a way to get away from their life, even if it's just for a while. The teachers provide a place for us to feel safe. And you realize that some of these clubs are a second home to a lot of our students. And not also that, they're a key to get into college. I'm pretty sure you are all aware that colleges don't look at our academics now. They look at all the things we do aside. And without that, you guys are just leaving us to get a job or join a sport. And I am pretty sure you guys are well aware that not all of us can get a job or join a sport. You are taking future opportunities away. The dance program. I am in that dance program, and I know to a lot of people, dancing is their life. It is their passion. It is their career choice. And without the teachers supervising that, we can't dance. And you're forcing them to choose a different interest, a different passion. You're choosing them to just change their entire life because you don't want to give the teachers what they deserve. They've provided a safe haven for all of the teachers and students there. And I know that without them, I would not be the person that I am today. And it's just outrageous that you guys are doing this to them. It's not fair. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Moreno. I just want you to know that the situation is ridiculous because all our teachers work so hard and they're not getting, like, paid correctly, or I don't know. But I'm in the dance program, and when I grew up, my goal is to be a dance choreographer, and I might not be able to do that anymore if the dance program is gone. I just want you to know that all these teachers mean a lot to us. For example, Miss Mejia, Miss Adams, Estella, and Salcido. This past year, I was depressed because stuff was happening in my house, and they always told me that it will get better.
That's all. I just want to say that these teachers are amazing. And if they leave, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Ivan Lezen. Ivan Lezen.
So this is Ivan, and Ivan's deaf, and so I'm interpreting, and it's a super short message. We had to practice, and I only took 2 years of sign language in high school, so.
Thank you.
And I'm a Spanish
Thank
teacher,
you.
so this is not. Okay. He just wants to say that he's here to support the teachers, and, whoa, slow down. I got the support the teachers part. Okay, supporting the teachers, and he's trying to say that the teachers help with the class, and he helps with the sign language club, and without the teachers, that the sign language club can't happen. Was there more? Whoa, slow again. Okay. The club that we had a volunteer before, but now he's actually running it, but that still couldn't happen, and we gained another teacher to advise for the club. And he's wanting you guys to honor the contract and honor the teachers and help support them. Good? Okay, thank you.
Andrea Shepherd. Andrea Shepherd.
Good evening, my name's Andrea Shepherd. I have a sixth grader at Stonegate Elementary. He's my only child. This is his only education. He only gets to do it once, hopefully. He will only get to do it once. And I'm really frustrated right now. This happened a couple years ago. I was here a couple of years ago addressing you. It's happening again now. Our teachers deserve fair pay. They do a lot for our kids, and our kids are the ones who are losing out in this. I don't know if you guys really think about that. These things dragging out for so long, our teachers working to rule, potentially going on strike. Who loses? Our kids lose. My kid loses. Everyone's kids lose. Teachers do a lot for our kids. Our kids are not going to become well-educated without them. And I'm to the point now where I'm contemplating putting my house on the market and finding a new district because, again, it's the only education my son's going to get. And that's the most important thing to me because in life, we all know that without a good education, you're not going to get very far. Now, we have a lot of good teachers in this district, a lot of good teachers at all of our schools, but I think they're being let down right now by the district. I see a lot of you sitting here, and I don't see a lot of you paying close attention to what's being said. And that really bothers me. I don't want to leave this city. I love West Sacramento. Yeah, I've only been here for 10 years. I didn't grow up here, or 11 years. But my son has been in this district since he was 1 year old, and he started in kinder. He's been at the same school. They've had 4 different principals. We've had this situation going on with the teachers not getting fair compensation and having to fight for their contract year after year. It isn't fair to the kids. It isn't fair to the community, and it isn't fair to the teachers. And I really think you guys need to sit down together. This talk, I don't really know what's going on. I'm not there. This talk about, the teachers being left in one room and the district sitting over here in another room, that's not negotiation. That's tactics. You're not talking with each other. You're just playing games, and you're playing games with our kids' future. It's time to look at the budgets carefully, figure out what's most important, and I guarantee you the teachers are near the top of that list. So let's get your act together and get this settled now. I want my child to have a good education. I want my child to have dedicated teachers. I don't want him to miss out on field trips. I don't want him to miss out on extracurricular activities. I don't want him to miss out on being able to learn an instrument, play in the band. The dance program, wow, I didn't even know we had a dance program, but I'm amazed at how important it is to these kids. I mean, our kids get so much less now than we did when I was in school. I mean, in junior high school, we had all kinds of extracurricular activities, and those teachers put in lots of extra time, and they were dedicated, and they enjoyed it, and our kids really benefited. Our kids don't get that anymore. I mean, they get a K through 8 school with a multi-purpose room. They don't get an auditorium, then a gym, and a cafeteria. It's all in one. It's ridiculous. But that's probably not going to change anytime soon. What you guys have the power to do right now is to sit down and work this out and pay the teachers a fair wage, look at the budgets, make sure you're taking into account, yeah, we've got capital investments and things like that. But if the money's there, I implore you to settle this. And what I implore you to do next, right after that, is to sit down with the teachers and develop a long-term contract so we don't have to go through this crap every couple of years. Excuse my language. That's all I have to say.
Giselle Gerardo. Giselle?
Man. All right. So my name is Giselle Guardado. I'm a student at River City High School, and we students are here supporting the teachers, but not only the teachers, we're here for the after-school programs that mean so much for us. These after-school programs are being canceled. Over 150 students are being affected by this decision. After-school programs are meant to help students out and to encourage them to do better. For example, dance clubs and dance shows are a way for multicultural students to express themselves and to be more comfortable in the school environment. If you have attended the dance shows, you see how much effort people who are, like, some of them can't, like, walk, some of them can't move that as well, but they still manage to be in the dance show because that's their passion. They have the courage to face over 300 people. Teachers shouldn't be able to work by contract. They should be able to stay after school because not only are they teaching students during the day, but they're putting full focus on the ones who are struggling and who are seeking help. Students at River City High School are greatly affected by this. We kindly ask you that you make the right choice to settle this so that after-school programs can continue. This isn't just about the teachers. It's about the students to enjoy themselves and have more confidence. So please, please, for everybody who's here, think this over and make the right decision and don't let us down. Thank you.
I want to, again, thank everyone for coming. We were able to get through everyone that turned in a blue slip, so I want to thank you all. Again, I know the board encourages you to email us. We do our best to try to get back to you. I know even some of us have sat down with community members and teachers and have coffee so we can talk to it. We all ultimately want the same result. So again, a thank you. We are going to continue with our meeting. Sometimes at this point, it gets a little boring for you all, so if you want to leave, I understand, but you're more than welcome to stay. I just want to let you know we're going on with the rest of our board meeting. And thank you again for coming out. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are to action items. L1, approval of the West Sac Early College Prep 2016-17 budget. Scott Landsberg, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. You want to just give just a second and let people clear out?
I'll wait for Superintendent Luna to come back.
We're ready when you are.
Okay. Okay, so what you have in front of you is you have the budget for the Westside Early College Prep Charter School. If you recall, in the month of June.
Is your microphone on?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Better, thanks.
Better? How's that?
Better,
Okay.
thank you.
You know, in June, the Westside Early College Prep Charter School went from being a independent charter school to a dependent charter school. You went through a process. They did a revision of their charter petition, and they're now a school of the district. However, when the Westside Early College Prep Charter School's budget was approved in June by the charter budget, it wasn't approved by this Board of Education. As you approved your budget for the 16-17 year in June, the Westside Early College Prep Charter School issue was still working through the process. So the County Office of Education has requested that we approve the Westside Early College Prep budget as it was approved in June by this board, since it is now going to be Fund 9. If you recall, we're going to bring it in Fund 9, and you'll see that at the first interim report, so that they want to make sure you've acknowledged that that is going to be a budget that you're responsible for as well, as part of the approval process for our budget. So what you have is the budget as it was approved by the charter school in June. We're going to bring you a materially different budget by first interim, because we're going through, Assistant Superintendent Parsons and I are meeting with the charter administrative team and revising the budget to reflect the current condition at the charter school, because this was their projected budget, which is not the current situation that they're operating under. Questions?
Excuse me. Did you have a question? Board member?
So this current budget is with, I remember they were greatly overstaffed, and that would be part of the reason for this deficit, correct?
That's correct. And again, we still expect that the charter school, even when we bring you a revised budget in at first interim, we still expect it to have deficit spending. We don't expect it to be fiscally solvent. It's in a transition year, so there's significant changes at the school. So we expect it to have a deficit still.
So, I have a question. Scott, so when is that first interim supposed to occur?
December.
Sorry.
Be December, I can't remember our board meeting is in December. We only have one, but whatever the December meeting is, that's the date we'll bring you first interim.
Scott, how many kids do we have enrolled there?
37.
37. How many staff do we have there?
4 FTE in the classroom.
4 full-time?
Any questions, comments?
I'm supportive of moving forward, but I just wanted, for the record, make the comment of how frustrating it is that there has been multiple times in the past where to open a charter school, you get a very large amount of taxpayer money to open that charter school, yet our public schools, we don't have that same opportunity. And here we're taking a school that was very much failing financially, and we're bringing it on, and it's a very frustrating process. So I wanted to say that for the record.
I'd like to echo Sarah's comments on that. I completely agree. I feel very strongly about that, and charter schools taking some of our taxpayer dollars and then failing, so.
Scott, so Kobe asked how many students you had. Can I ask what the ratio of maybe Latinos, African Americans?
I have absolutely no idea what the demographics of the school are. If you'd like, we can bring you demographics at first interim, because we'll have their seabeds by then as well. It'll be in draft, but I could not tell you what the current demographics of the school are.
Their past school accountability report card is very high for the majority of their students are Latino or Latino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before they became a dependent charter, do you know how many kids were there last year?
In the 9-12 program, it was, I believe, in the 60s.
Yes, I believe so, and they had about 40 kids who graduated last year as 12th grade.
How many?
About 40. I went
Out
to
of
their.
60?
No, I think they also had 6th through 8th grade. We can give you the exact numbers, but I did attend their graduation. There were about 40 kids who graduated.
So there sounds like there might be approximately 20 kids difference from last year to this year. Do we know where those 20 kids went?
No, I have not been tracking the attendance, or excuse me, the enrollment going in and out of the school. Again, if that's information that you like, I'm sure we could get some data pulled together with Jerry Smith and his team, because they do watch the inter-district transfers that are going in and out. So we can bring you that data at first interim as well.
I would certainly like to keep a very close eye on this and find out how many kids coming in and out of this. This could be a very beneficial program for our district, and I like what we're trying to do with it. However, I'd like to make sure that we're getting the most bang for our buck on it.
And I think fiscal solvency is a big issue with a lot of charters.
So, is there any more comments or questions? Because this is on action items to approve the West Sacramento approval of the West Sac Early College Prep 2016-17 budget. Is there a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Scott. Do you have the
Thank
next
you.
one also?
I do. I have all three
L-
action items this evening, so you get to listen to me for a couple
Hold on
minutes.
just a minute. Item L2, approval of the resolution 1617-05 for Community Facilities District Number 1, lien removal. Go ahead, Scott.
So we got a call from a community member near the end of 2015, and he brought in his tax statement, and he said, "You guys have a lien on my property, and I want you to remove it." And we looked at the lien, and, knowing what we have as far as general obligation bonds and things like that, I'd never seen it before, because the district doesn't have an active CFD lien. We have general obligation bonds. So we brought a contract to you. We had a bond counsel go out, research a lien, find out what it was, and tell us what process we need to go through to remove the lien if the lien is not an active lien. So bottom line is this. 26 plus years ago, 89-90, the district actually developed a community facilities district in the Southport area specifically for providing funding for Southport Elementary School. That CFD never issued a bond, has never had any debt, and has sat dormant since it was created. Okay? But since it's still an active lien, it will show on somebody's title. So all the houses in the map that was shown on this area, and it's not every house that's around Southport, it's just an area behind Tower Mart and across the little canal there, there's some houses in there. It's, I think, 150 units maybe. They will have on their property tax bill a lien for CFD number 1, even though the value for that lien is 0. No money is being collected, no debt has ever been issued against CFD number 1. It's not within the district's processes as far as how we generate taxable bonds. We do general obligation bonds that are citywide programs, or excuse me, district-wide programs, district-wide bonds. We don't have specific little pods where we tax and then use that for a project. We do across the board. So our recommendation administratively is to dissolve CFD number 1. You have a resolution in front of you, 161705, which was written by bond counsel that would take you through or give you the authority of dissolving CFD number 1. We would take this to Yolo County. They would go through their process. They would book it on their books, and they would remove that tax lien. Again, no negative to the district. It's not going to take away your ability to issue general obligation bonds. It's just going to take away a line item on somebody's title that sat dormant for 26 years.
When you say that tax lien, is it just that one property or the tax lien in general? Anyone that would have a tax lien?
Anyone under the CFD number 1, it'll be taken away. And attached to your agenda item, you actually have a map that shows you specifically where this area is, and there's actually a listing of all the parcel numbers. So you have this whole entire area that's listed, and that tax lien would come off of all of those properties.
Wait, where is that?
It should be the very last page of the agenda item.
Oh, okay.
So it's there's a group right there. It's the Second Linden Road, right by Tower Mart.
See that?
If you live in that particular area, I think you should recuse yourself from voting on this. I would agree. Huh? There's not a map at the very last page?
On this part, let me see.
Oh, I have a blow-up one. Why don't we,
Can you,
Make sure nobody else has it.
I just see parcel numbers. Maybe I'm not, maybe it's after the parcel numbers.
Okay.
yeah, it should be the very last page of that agenda item.
Map. Oops.
See the addendum.
Oops.
Oh,
There we go.
It is Maya.
Yeah.
it is?
There's the area right there. It's actually up on the screen as well. So that's the area. This is Linden Road coming in. Southport Elementary is over here.
So all of these parcels in here?
That is correct.
So in that little triangle shape? Okay,
I was
gotcha.
confused.
I gotcha.
The entire,
Oh, I see, I see it,
development.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Kitty.
Is there any more comments or questions? Nope. It is on the action item. Approve the resolution number 1617-05 for Community Facilities District Number 1 lien removal. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
This is a resolution, so it's a roll call vote. Board Member Pizzati?
Aye.
Board Member Alcala?
Aye.
Board Member Kirby Gonzalez?
Aye.
And Board Member Villegas is recusing herself? And I too vote aye. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Item number L3, approval of resolution 1617-06, certification of signatures.
So this is housekeeping for you. We bring this to you a couple times a year. Last time you saw this was at the very beginning of the year. It was before Assistant Superintendent Parsons and Assistant Superintendent Lee were with the district. So you have a new certification of signatures. The only thing that has changed is we've added both Mr. Parsons and Ms. Lee to be signatories. Everything else is the same. Housekeeping, pretty standard item.
Any questions?
Nope.
Motion?
Moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are to board and superintendent comments. Board Member Villegas?
I don't really have anything tonight, but.
No
thanks everybody for
2x2s or
coming out.
anything?
2x2's coming up on Monday.
Okay. Board Member Alcala?
The Yolo County School Board Association will be meeting on Monday. I'll be attending that meeting. I'm sorry. And tomorrow, I will be going to the Latino School Board Association meeting in Del Mar. So I know it's a tough job, someone has to do it, but I really enjoy attending these conferences because you get to talk with other school board members and share a lot of ideas. One of the passions that I have is getting students involved, civic engagement. So I've been talking with some of the other school board members throughout Yolo County, and we're gearing up again for the registration of high school students, high school seniors. And this is one of the things that we do in partnership with the League of Women Voters, so this is something I'm really looking forward to. It's really important. I'm always impressed with our students at River City High School, the economics classes, government classes, when I ask them questions that I don't normally expect high school students to get, because when I go out and do voter registration with adults and I ask the same questions, I get the deer in headlights look. But with these high school students, I mean, they're right on it. They know, what the voting age is. They knew when it was implemented and why it was implemented. So it's something I always enjoy doing. And with these elections that are coming up, I think it's really important for our young people to get engaged. As I've said before, in the last election, 2014, the cohort of 18 to 25-year-olds was only 8%. So I'm very pleased to announce that Yolo County has about 95% of its seniors that get registered. And we've actually sent out a challenge to Sacramento County and Elk Grove and some of the others. And that's my report for now. Thank you.
Board Member Pizzati?
Yeah. I do have a few things I'd like to say. I'm sad and disappointed, like I was last board meeting, that we are where we are in this contract negotiation. I thought on August 30th, we would have had, after our fact-finding and mediation session, resolution. I thought we were going to get it done, and I am incredibly disappointed that that has not happened. I interviewed to be on this board because I was really eager to actually, and excited, I should say, to try and do some programs and developing new ideas that would benefit our kids. And instead, almost the entire time I've been on this board, we've been focusing on this issue. And that deeply saddens me, deeply saddens me. I'm still hopeful, though, and I'm still very optimistic that, like Don said, we are very close. I believe that we are. Because I want to get back to focusing on what is truly important, and that is what we're all supposed to do. It's our number one responsibility, and that's focus on educating our kids. I don't know if everybody here knows this, but everybody on this board is a parent. 2 people on the board have kids in the district. I myself, my daughter's going to be going to the district in 1 year. Katie and Norma, they both have kids that are already out of school. So when people say we don't care, that's not true. We have just as much skin in the game as you guys. We do care. We care very much. And I think it's because we care so much that we're here listening and paying attention and writing emails back to all the people that write us. Every single email that I've received from parents, from teachers, from students, I respond because I understand how important it is to you. Because that's what I want for my kids. I want the best for them. And I think we all feel that way. So I think on that subject, I'm just going to stop right there. And I do want to say something on a more positive note. Proposition 55, which this board was one of the first to pass a resolution in support of. This district has been working with the campaign and was able to get some of the commercials shot at some of our school facilities. So we've been working very closely, and you may see the high school in some of the commercials. So I just want to say, that's due to some of the good work we've done here. So that's it.
Thank you. Board Member Kirby Gonzalez?
When I asked my daughter what she loved about school, before playground, she said teacher. This is very personal to all of us. I have a job that's not so flexible, as you may know. So I was very thankful as a teacher to take a 20% contract cut to be here and to do this role and to visit school sites. I've been to Elkhorn, Westfield, Riverbank, Stonegate, Southport, and Bridgeway since school started. I'm looking forward to going to more. And love being here and appreciate being here, but don't love where we are right now. And so it needs to be acknowledged because we know that there's a strain right now, and we know that we need to work to rebuild relationships that are being strained right now. And so we hear you. And in terms of wanting to reach out, there's also been the process of negotiations is, of course, confidential, which makes it very difficult because when you don't have facts and you don't have certain information, we're all left to fill in the gaps, and it can be difficult with our own information or what we think, and that can be hard. One step, I heard a parent talking about reaching out, and I wish I wasn't up here, by the way. I wish we were at a level table right now talking. But I did have a parent reach out to me to meet, a parent who spoke tonight about wanting to meet, about not liking to have to come to meetings. And unfortunately, that parent canceled on me last week, rescheduled, and just canceled again. And so we are here to talk, and we are here to reach out. It's hard to see some of the comments that are made by people who we are trying to meet with who are not meeting with us. So with that said, thank you very much for all that you do. Thank you for teaching my daughter and every child in this district. And I do believe we are very, very close. And we'll get there, and then we're going to have to work on our relationships. So thank you. And we do have our 2x2 meeting on Monday. With that will be talk of Lighthouse. No, it won't be. Sorry, Liberty Project. It'll be talk of the Liberty Project, which will be our school that is slated to go. There will also be talk of, you probably have seen a lot of construction going on by Bridgeway Island Elementary School. We'll be talking about that as well. And we'll be talking about the Rivers community. And the City Council had made a decision that the developer needed to put a school in that area, and we'll be having a conversation about that as well. Because as many of you may know, that property is within walking distance to a very wonderful school in this district. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I too thank everybody that showed up tonight and echo much of what the fellow board members have said. We are, as you know, members of this community. I attended all of the high school. I attended the elementary schools, the junior high school, and the high school here. I graduated from River City. So I am a product of what our community and our teachers do for this community. I thank all of the teachers at the schools and the high schools for teaching my son. He's there right now, and you're absolutely right. I've been on that campus, and it's not a good feeling right now. It saddens all of us. But I also echo some things Board Member Kirby Gonzalez said. It's very disheartening that during this process we cannot share a lot of things. And sometimes the things that are said are not true. I mean, one thing I want to bring out, school board members. Somebody mentioned that we might give ourselves a big fat raise. We make $250 a month, and it's not about the money here. Most of us put that $250 right back in these school sites. I mean, I bought a chicken coop. It's sitting on over there at Career Tech right on that campus. So it's not about the money for us, but I need people to understand too, we don't have an office at the district. All of us have other jobs, and we choose to be here. The community has asked us and put their faith in us. And I agree with everybody. We are very close. It's going to happen, and I hope when this agreement does happen that we can mend those relationships. It's going to take a long time. Communication, trust, but our door is always open. I mean, I just recently went to college parent information night last night at River City. What a turnout, standing room only. It was awesome. I mean, that says highly to the parents and the students that want to go on to college. And of course, if the teachers aren't here, we can't get them there. So again, thank you very much. And I know it's tough right now, but we'll get through it. We are to board governance. Do we want to continue to board governance, or do we want to go ahead and go back into closed session at this time?
I think we can, the board governance will not take long at all. It's
Okay.
just two portions. President Cruz, N.1 is regarding a request by high school students from Yolo High School and early college prep to be a part of the student board membership and attend the board meetings to be able to share about their high school. As is past practice in other unified school districts or high school union school districts, if there are multiple high schools, usually the student board membership is shared so that the board and the public can hear about all of the high schools and the different kinds of programs that they have. There's been a request, students particularly at YOLO, would like to be able to participate and represent YOLO High School. They have a president already on their campus who's president of their student body in their senior class. And so I'd like to entertain for the board to at least discuss this, to open it up to other high school student memberships to join the board representation, and maybe go on a rotation schedule like other school districts do.
First of all, I got a quick question. Do we need a motion to make this happen, or can it just happen?
It can just happen. It's just that it's not been part of the history of Washington
Okay.
Unified, and so it's something new. So I really felt that the board at least would like to talk about it to give direction. That's certainly possible.
Linda, I have a question. Some boards allow the students to have a vote. This wouldn't be the same thing, would it?
No, it would be the similar thing about representing the schools, having a voice about anything on the agenda. They can make voice opinions. But this board particularly has not chosen to have student board members to particularly vote on items.
Board Member Villegas, did you have?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, but I actually would hope that whoever is the representative would be representing all schools. So like sometimes we get an update from Southport or Westmore Oaks, but I would hope that they'd get an update from every school and every high school
We have a
as well.
system where all the schools email by a particular date so that their school can be represented also at the board meetings.
Good.
I think this is a good idea. We haven't done it in the past since I've known, and it gives all the schools an opportunity for the students to come and talk with us, and also, just as Board Member Villegas said, get to know the other schools also. So I think it's a good idea, and
I completely support that. I would love to see more schools participating up here. I'd love to give them the opportunity to get the experience in talking before, large audiences sometimes, and, give them a chance to, see what it's like and be a part of board governments. This is interesting. This is interesting work up here.
So if it pleases the board, what we would like to do is contact the principals of Yolo High School and early college prep to go through a voting where the student body will determine who represents their school. We'll create a schedule, and then we'll make sure that other schools email that board representative, student board representative for that evening.
One quick comment. Sure. We had discussed possibly having a student visit CSBA with us, and I think maybe we can revisit that or think about if we have multiple students that the CSBA conference would be a good way for kids to get some really good governance, and maybe they can come up with some ideas too that they can be more involved with our board than simply an update.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. So item N2, the action to nominate CSBA Director at Large for the Asian/Pacific Islander and Hispanic.
So at the last board meeting, the board discussed that there was an at-large position open representing the Asian Pacific Islander and Hispanic communities with the level of CSBA. And there was discussion about who might be really a good representative from Washington Unified to apply. It's an application process. And many times board do take action to appoint a person to actually go forward. And since there was discussion last week, we're bringing it back if you would actually like to appoint somebody to go through the application process and give your support to that person.
I would like to nominate Board President Cruz to do that. I think she's outstanding. If you have enough time, I think she's an outstanding spokesperson and has definitely the heart and the drive to do something like this.
Thank you. Thank you for those comments. Is there any more nominations? Anybody else want to step up to the plate?
I second his nomination.
I thank you for the nominations, and I will apply, and we'll see what happens. I would be glad to, I know the at-large has been a discussion in this board. I personally would like to get some more information on it, and so it'll be my pleasure to see if they will accept me. So do we need a motion to approve me being appointed to be our representative for the Director at Large?
I believe trustee Pizzotti has made a motion and trustee Villegas has seconded.
So all those in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. And future board agenda items, Board Policy and Administrative Regulation Series 1000 in September 22nd. District Homework Policies, Philosophies in September 22nd. Promotion and Graduation Policies in October, and I would like to make that a hard set date, October 13th, because it seems like we keep pushing that item, and I'd rather talk about it before graduation comes around. Good idea. And with that, we are going to.
Can I make a quick comment?
Oh,
Sorry.
sure.
I meant to
Sorry.
say this in my board comments, and that is, and so I didn't fill out a form, but bringing up civic engagement, I wanted to say, and I can fill out a form later, that Superintendent David Gordon of Sac County Office of Education, they have worked very hard to, I think they've worked their way around every school in Sac County who's passed resolutions with civic engagement. They have come and done presentations and have quite a bit of information, as well as General Davey, who we had worked with earlier. Yeah, so so I think that might be something that we would want to request and get some more information from them. They have a presentation that they have done on helping districts with civic engagement.
Okay, any other future board agenda items? With that, we are going to adjourn back into closed session at this time.